think we're here. It says I'm live. I don't think it's lying because this is a very serious topic tonight. Very serious. We have to take topics of conspiracy. We live in a conspiracy age, Carolyn. We do. We live in an age where, they may walk among us. I mean, even Congress is pressuring the government to release information about UFOs, unidentified aerial phenomena, none. Unidentified. That's what the new thing. Unidentified UAPs. That's right, UAPs. Junior Foreman, still no hat. Well, here's the thing, Junior. I would normally have a hat on, but we had a dinner with the Church Advisory Council tonight, a distinguished group of men and women from the church who make everything run and possible. Lovely group of people. And we came in from the dinner, and I came straight to Vlogmas. So I had no time to go through my famous hat collection and make a decision. So I realized that I think we just lost somebody here in the chat room because I don't have a hat on. Well, they came back. I don't know. I have no idea. But that's the story with the no hat tonight. Sorry about that. Donald Fuller is in the house. Donald, you're not going to believe this. It was either you or someone else I was talking about the other night who has sent pictures to Facebook. Was that you that sent work pictures to Facebook last Christmas? I don't remember if that was you or not. But either way, what's up, Donald Fuller? Good to see you. Welcome, everybody, because today we are going to talk about the greatest conspiracy of all time, the Santa Claus Conspiracy. And what we don't know about the Santa Claus Conspiracy, we are going to make up. It wasn't you. Okay, Donald. Sorry, Donald. Sorry. Someone did. You ever know that feeling you just went to a steakhouse or something and I ordered wrong? Chopped steak. It went in my head what chopped steak was. I was just trying to order inexpensively. Okay, that's the truth. And okay, Freckle Face 2 says I need a Santa hat. Carolyn, do the honors. Get the Santa hat. See, Carolyn said that earlier, Freckle Face, and what happened is I ignored Carolyn, and I should never ignore Carolyn, but I did. I was like, no. Boy, that is fabulous.
We have sequins.
Let's go. Let's get a vote. Let's get a vote. Oh, you want to show them? Okay.
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. Let me see that hat right there. Let me see that one. There we go. All right. So this is a fabulous one. This is the Sequence Santa Claus hat on sale now here at QVC. I'm kidding. It's not on sale. Hey, that'd be something to sell though. So this is what we're going with here. Actually, I kind of like the sequence. It's wonderful. This is what all the kids are raging about, Carolyn. The gray one's nice too. We got several here.
Well, I'm working on it.
So let's talk about this.
All right. So then you've got this one.
This one's a little too 1970s. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. There's this one. And
let's do that.
And then here's the one I wore a lot last year. It's the deer hunting, kind of like I'm Santa, but I'm also hunting the reindeer that are trying to fly the sleigh.
This one has something on it.
And this one looks more like a junior Santa. So I'm not really fond of that one at all. What's up, Strong's Adventure? Good to see Toby in here. He's saying Santa baby. I'm going to go with sequence. I'm going with a sequence. It's fabulous. It's fabulous. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the program. In case you didn't know it, my name is Bill Marion, and this is an Oath for Life live stream. I'm glad each and every one of you are here. I did the thing where you go to the steakhouse and I ordered chopped steak, and I wasn't thinking. I thought it was beef tips. I don't know why. I'm an idiot. Whatever. And so I ordered it medium rare. Big mistake, because it's like ordering a hamburger medium rare. And some of you may be able to do that, but I love a steak medium rare, but not beefy kind of. So it wasn't good. I'm burping crazy. Anyway, yeah, Donald Fuller's like, love the camo. I do too, but you know what? I got to save that for down the road, because tonight we are talking about the absolute pinnacle of conspiracies that nobody talks about. And that is the Santa Claus Conspiracy. I want you to think about all the advantages Santa Claus has. Just contemplate this right now. You've got global warming taking place, according to many experts all over the world. And far be it from me to argue with the expert. I don't argue with experts. Carolyn, do I ever argue with experts? No, I never do.
Never.
I'm not going to argue with experts tonight, because I don't argue with experts, do I, Carolyn? Never. But they say there's global warming going on. And so you've got Santa Claus at the North Pole. Somebody just left the chat room because I said that about global warming, probably not picking up the intended sarcasm. I mean, look, but because I don't argue with experts. But Santa lives at the North Pole, and the North Pole is shrinking. Nobody's talking about this, and I want to know why. I want to know why nobody's talking about the North Pole shrinking, ice melting. It's possible that Russia now has an entryway into the U.S. through the polar ice caps at the North Pole. Maybe it's not the industrial complex warming the planet. What if it's Santa? How come Santa doesn't show up to Senate hearings? Mark Zuckerberg shows up to Senate hearings. Yes, it's not really Mark. It's really his twin robot. We all know this. But Santa never shows up. Let's talk about some of these people. Junior Foreman says, still no hat. Oh, yeah, we already got through there. Freckleface is the reason why we have the Santa hat. She said, Santa hat? I'm like, hey, here we are. Juan Thomas says, I be here, Mr. Bill. Good to see Juan Thomas. Juan Thomas works for the CIA. He probably knows all there is to know about the Santa Claus conspiracy, but can't tell us. Donner Fuller says, that's nice. And says, Gary Millwood says, hello, Bill. Hello, Gary. Big Frog Barbecue and Cooking. Sparkles. It's fabulous, man. The Kilted Adventurer says, Santa baby. Exactly, Toby. By the way, we have some great YouTube channels in here that I always want to give a shout out to. Big Frog Barbecue is one of them. Check out their videos. Strong's Adventures, best cooking channel on YouTube. Kilted Adventure, great hiking channel, outdoors channel, and also motivation channel. He's got this one video. If you can, Toby, you got to post a link to that one. It was kind of like a motivational thing about how there's plenty of fish to fry, man. And it's good stuff. I'm trying to think if I've covered everybody. There's probably some more coming later, but we've got a lot of YouTubers that come on and kind of goof off with us. So I always like to give them a shout out. So I need to hear a little bit about your opinion about Santa Claus and the Santa Claus conspiracy. How deep does this go? Because it may be that you have more information about all the things happening at the North Pole. And I want to hear what you have to say about it, because all I know is this. Nobody is talking about the fact that the North Pole is melting as we speak. They say it's global warming. And again, I don't argue with experts. Carolyn, I'm not going to do it tonight. I'm not arguing with experts. I never argue with experts. Never.
No, never.
We're not going to tonight, Carolyn.
No.
So they say it's global warming. I say, but what if? What if it's Santa Claus? What if the whole thing is Santa Claus? Junior Foreman talking about my Santa Claus hat says sexy. I agree. I am too sexy for this hat. Strong's Adventure says, hey, Big Frog Barbecue, a little bit of talking here in the chat room. Santa moved to Greenland. Okay, let's talk about that. Why? Why did he move to Greenland? To be closer to Russia? Just asking. I'm asking for a friend. Donald Fuller says he's really in North Pole, New York. Could be. I have no idea. Donald Fuller said he's really North Pole, North. Freckleface 2 said, I argue with expert science guy Fauci. This is one of those live streams that I just sit and go, yeah, this one's getting demonetized. Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I never argue with experts. Just don't believe in it. Never will I argue with anyone who has a financial interest in vaccines. I would never do that, even if I've been vaccinated. Gary Millwood says, when I hear Santa complaining, I will believe in global warming. John Bradshaw is in the house. Reindeer poop is destroying the ozone layer. Who am I to say that's not true? I don't argue with experts, John. You may be an expert in reindeer poop, and I just don't know it. I've known you 4 or 5 years now, but, I'm not going to argue. It may be that. It may be that Santa Claus is all about the slave labor and the elves. Hashtag free the elves. You can help me start that hashtag right now. Hashtag free the elves. Slave labor. Strong's Adventure. Billy says, I think all the methane that the reindeer are emitting. You know what? You are exactly right. It's probably the methane that the reindeer are releasing that's destroying the ozone. But what do I know? We need more about this conspiracy. You got a man dressed as a cardinal, all in red. What is red? Red's usually bad. It means warning. He sneaks into people's houses at night. I don't sneak into people's houses. And what does the government do about this? Nothing. The government does nothing, Carolyn. I'm not trying to put the government on trial. But this is obviously a problem that no one has addressed, the fact that Santa breaks into people's houses to give children what? Toys? Wow. In 2021, we say this. Really. Big Frog Barbecue and Cooking says he moved to Indiana. They even named a town after him and built a theme park. He cashed in. That's a good theory. I like that as well as anything. Toby at Kilted Adventure says, is Santa actually a Viking? Iceland next, England, Scandinavia, Russia, probably. He's an enigma wrapped. What is it? A riddle in an enigma wrapped in whatever Churchill said about Russia. Somebody help me out with that in the comments. Donald Fuller says, whatever happened to the big scare of the ozone layer being destroyed? Funny you should ask. Again, I'm not one to argue with the experts. This is what the experts actually say. We had never seen an ozone before. When we discovered the ozone way back late 60s, early 70s, we said, wow, there's the ozone. Cool. We made a note of it. And then we noticed in the same time that we discovered the ozone that there was a hole in it.
A riddle wrapped inside a mystery.
A riddle
inside an enigma.
Wrapped inside a mystery, inside of an enigma. That's what Churchill said about Russia. Anyway, you got an ozone. You've got a hole in the ozone. So when they discovered the ozone layer, they discovered the hole in the ozone layer, and we were told that it's because of hairspray, Aquanet, which is probably why I'm bald. Because we used to use Aquanet, and that stuff is toxic. But I digress. The point is that we fixed it because when we got rid of, okay, something's going on here. I don't like that. We need to fix that. Okay, that's better. Anyway, what happened is because we stopped using Aquanet and fluorocarbons, now there is no hole. And that even the hole that was the little bit of a hole that was left, wouldn't you just know it? 2020, the pandemic fixed that too. Isn't that great? I'm so happy that instead of, because Leonard Nimoy was narrating, because I watched this when I was a kid, he narrated a special where they talked about global cooling that was supposed to take down. Lots of skiing. You know, global cooling happens. We get to go skiing. We get to go sledding, snowmobiling. It was going to be exciting. But then the narrative changed. I guess they had a meeting. They said, you know what? We can't sell that one. Let's sell It's Getting Hot. Good evening, Variety. Good evening, Variety Entertainment. Checked out your channel today. It was great. Good evening. Tell me about Santa Claus. Well, see, we have to put all of our theories together about Santa Claus. I only know one fraction about Santa Claus, just a few things. You know, the fact that it's odd that he dresses in communist red and spreads propaganda about every boy and girl getting toys. Carolyn, he says, every boy and girl, if you're good to who? The state. If you're good to the state, the structure, if you're good to the state, then you get a toy. I'm just saying, could it be that he's communist? I'm asking for a friend. It says now, Variety Entertainment talking to Big Frog says, cooking, don't talk trash about the holiday world. Strong's Adventure says, I wonder what is in that magic dust that Santa Claus is spreading. Maybe that's where the chemtrails come from. Now we're talking. Magic in general is wrong, evil, sinful. And here Santa Claus is peddling his magic dust, giving it to the reindeer who get what? They get high. I think, to me, this is a no-brainer. This is just easy pickings. Variety Entertainment says, that would be cool, Big Frog. I love the holiday world. Mark says, we need more epidemics. Yay for calamities. I get your sense of humor, Mark, but I don't know that anybody else quite gets where you're coming from on that one. Donald Fuller says, seems funny the hole was centered over Cape Canaveral where we sent through. Yeah. I think it seems funny that we noticed the hole after, 20-something years of blasting nuclear weapons in the upper atmosphere. I think that's strange. We actually used HARP to raise a part of the atmosphere at one point. I mean, these aren't conspiracies. It's true. But what do I know? I always listen to the experts. Carolyn, I don't argue with experts. I never argue with them. Why would you?
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't do it. I think we lost a few people. I don't know if they're jiving with my Santa Claus conspiracy because I don't think people are ready to talk about a Santa Claus conspiracy. I don't think they're ready to handle the truth that Santa Claus might be running a terrorist organization at the North Pole. How? Why do you think Russia is always trying to go to the North Pole now and establish, those ice bases up there? It's because Santa Claus paved the way, But I need to hear what you have to think. What I have to say is so minuscule compared to your ideas. Your ideas are so much better than mine on what could possibly be happening with Santa Claus. There was a movie, a series that seems to be making the news where they're rebranding Santa Claus, maybe. It's called Santa Claus Inc. I'm not going to watch it, but, Billy says, watching a body armor ad, but on my way. Hey, thanks for watching the ad. That's awesome. Well, that's what I was saying, Billy, is that he breaks into people's homes. Santa Claus breaks into people's homes for children. And then this whole thing where everybody has to pay a tax to Santa Claus. Oh, they don't call it a tax. They call it leaving food and cookies. That's a tax. It's a hidden tax because you have to buy the food, the cookies, and then the propaganda you have to spend to your kids about who's eating the food. It's all propaganda. And you have to start the Santa Claus stuff 2 months out. It's weird, man. You have to start saying, be good, be good, be good. It's to get the people to submit to their government, man. Just saying, there's more to this. Breaking into people's homes. No right to privacy. You have to understand, this is some serious stuff, and I don't understand why MSNBC isn't covering this. Fox isn't talking about it. Timcast. Where's Joe Rogan at on this? Pull that up, Jamie. Big Frog Barbecue and Cooking said, the cookies and milk is lobbying for better gifts. It's bribery is what it is. It's coercion, it's bribery, because the better the gifts you you're saying basically it's payola. I'm going to bribe you. You're teaching kids to bribe right there. I'm going to bribe you into bringing me something better. It's here. Billy says that his dog Chief ate Santa. What a mess. He's got a German Shepherd, beautiful dog. It's gorgeous. Variety Entertainment says, be careful or YouTube is going to demonetize you. I'm aware. But some things, Variety, some things are just more important. And informing the public about Santa Claus. That's why I'm here. I'm telling you. And you know, I don't think these things we shouldn't kid around about these things. I would never make light of a topic like this. Would I, Carolyn? You know me, Carolyn.
Nope,
never. Never.
You would never.
I would never do that.
You would never.
I would never talk aimlessly about conspiracies related to an imaginary figure in history. Kind of imaginary. I mean, the reindeer and angel dust, not angel dust. I don't know what it's called. The magic dust, fairy dust. What do reindeer eat? Carrots and I wasn't told about magic dust until like later. When I was a kid, it was like they're flying reindeer, dude. What? They don't need magic. They just fly. Different kind of animal. It's like Bigfoot. You either believe it or you don't. Gary Millwood says,
They say it's called reindeer moss.
Reindeer moss. Yeah. You can find that at Dolly Sods, and I made a video about it. I'm kidding. I didn't. Just click right here. Gary Millwood says, and now Santa has a spy in my house. He is the elf on the shelf. Now you've got me thinking. That means that Santa Claus, obviously, from one year to the next, we buy ornaments with Santa Claus on them. There are hidden cameras in the ornaments, Carolyn. There's hidden cameras in the ornaments. And every year at this time, they basically do an inventory of what's going on in your house. And then you put the camera up in the box, but it's still listening. He really does know when you're sleeping and know when you're awake. And he knows when you've been bad or good. But bad or good to who? The state. You know, one day there was an elf on the shelf in my bathroom. But does he really need to see that? No. But they're sick people. This Santa Claus organization, they're sick, every last one of them. Billy says, he works for the NSA. Billy, what I'm trying to say is he is the NSA. He is the NSA. He is the network of spies. And then governments come to him. Governments go to Santa Claus and they purchase. That's why he owns all the North Pole. They purchase information from him. It isn't about trading information with social media. I love the people that say, I'm never getting a smartphone, or I'm never going to have this because they monitor you. And I'm like, they are already monitoring you, honey. Freckleface says, and then there's Elf the Shelf conspiracy. What a comment to 25 different shenanigans for parents. Or commitment, sorry. There's 25 different shenanigans for parents. Mark says, I'm talking a door ring cam in my chimney buzz of this. I don't even know what he's saying. Chimney because of this episode. Oh, he's getting paranoid about all the different devices that are spying on you. Big Frog Barbecue and Cooking says, Santa will make a smart speaker like Alexa. Exactly. You know, Santa Claus brought two of my family members a couple years ago Google Speak. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. Google Speak. And if you say something, it'll like answer you for no reason. It's crazy. And the reason why, it's always on. It's always listening. Always being piped in through Santa. Santa will make let's see, Kilted Adventure says, how has Santa survived the pro-Second Amendment states? I don't know. But here's what I do know. He spreads his propaganda probably by bringing you firearms at Christmas. Have you ever received a firearm at Christmas? That's Santa. What is he trying to do here? He's trying to start his own army. See, that's how communism works. He gets the average class people, the hardworking people of countries together, unified into a military junta. Look that word up, Junta. I love words that should start with one letter but sounds like another. Junta, a military junta, organizing into a conspiracy, a coalition of people with private firearms. I've received firearms before, but I know the trick. And Santa is trying to wrestle us all together into his army. Variety Entertainment says Google Home is what it's called. Santa's Home is what it's called. That's what she said. Next comment, she said, AKA Santa Home. That's great. Great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. Billy says, we don't allow Alexa in our home. Wonder if that's why he didn't get me that new body armor last year. Gary's greeting Toby, and Billy says, yep, he got me a 1911 a few years ago. That is what my son Nathan, he has just purchased or put money down on a 1911. It's a lot. Those are a lot of money, but he's like thrilled to get the 1911. I've got a bunch of rifles, and Dad's got a pistol that I will say this, going to our videos and kind of breaking the wall for a minute on this crazy conspiracy we've got going. But in our videos, people have asked us both in the rooms or in private chats, they'll say, hey, do you carry, when we go on videos? Yes. Yes. Most of the time. If we're in the mountains somewhere, Blue Ridge Parkway, no, not really. Blue Ridge Parkway and what's the other one? I'm drawing a blank right now. Blue Ridge Parkway and the other one, both of those. Skyline Drive. God, what's wrong with me now? Blue Ridge Parkway, Skyline Drive, we typically don't carry. And the reason why is because in Virginia, North Carolina, it's a different story. But no, North Carolina. In other words, on the Blue Ridge Park, would be North Carolina. It's a different story because you really can get out there. But maybe it's a false sense of security. But on the Skyline Drive, especially Blue Ridge Parkway in Virginia, I just don't feel that disconnected. You're down the hill from major towns. You're in the 50% of the population of America live within. No, it's more than that. It's more than that. I can't remember what the statistic is, but a huge part of the population here in the U.S. lives within 500 miles of Richmond, Virginia. So the population density, no matter where you are in a wilderness in Virginia, you're not too far from people, even if you're in the middle of the wilderness. So it's not as weird. I don't feel as uncomfortable. Anywhere in the state of West Virginia, which is one of my favorite states, this is not a put down. It's just that there are lots. You are really in the wilderness there. So anywhere in West Virginia, I'm carrying. And in the state of Tennessee, if I'm in East Tennessee, Smokies, Western North Carolina, absolutely. But I feel pretty comfortable in Virginia. I don't know if nobody's asked that a lot this year, but in years past they've asked. DJ, what up, G? We need to make DJ DJ is supposed to have become one last year, a moderator, so that he can help out. So I've got to figure out how to do that again, DJ, because I haven't added any in a while. So, and I don't want to try to do it here. Carolyn could probably do it, but I wouldn't want to put that on her in the middle of a live stream. But I keep meaning to do that. And I just keep just click my name on the chat. Okay, we're going to do it. Boom. Oh, right here. I think this is it. Pin message, use, hide user, add moderator. There you go. Boom. DJ is now moderator. DJ is probably the oldest, most active dude on the channel when it comes to how long we've been around. DJ, if for no other reason, just to honor you, we've made you a moderator. For no other reason than just you're awesome. And boom. Did you see his boom there, Carolyn? He put a boom in. Yes. But he's been with us. Golly, DJ, you've been with us since 2016, if I'm not mistaken, when we had like 25 subscribers, and we're thankful. I mean, we were just totally. So it's really more of an honorary thing. I mean, sure, he can do whatever he wants to and completely disrupt the stream, but hey, we believe in honor here. Junior Foreman says, Little Red Wagon and Daisy BB Guns, best toys ever. Okay, so here's the thing. Whether Santa Claus is communist, whether he's, socialist, which are really the same thing. Let's not go there tonight, okay? Don't want to ruffle any feathers. What is your favorite Christmas gift you ever got? Mine was a scooter. I said that last year, that my mom and dad got me a Spree. Yes, a Spree. It's the winter of 1985, Christmas of 1985. I was in that place between boyhood and puberty and all that stuff. And it was a great Christmas. I wasn't expecting it, and it was awesome. It was one of the greatest Christmas moments ever. That and an AT-AT Walker. I got the AT Walker back 4th grade, and that was the bomb, man. I mean, does it get any better than that? Didn't have the Millennium Falcon. My son does, but I didn't have the Falcon, but I did have the AT-AT, and it was awesome. Billy says, somebody hook you up next time you visit the mayor. I don't know what they're talking about.
Because Toby had mentioned, oh gosh, where'd it go? Hold on.
What?
He had said, and you thought I was great for wearing a kilt in West Virginia. Say hello to my little friend.
Say hello to my little friend. That's Toby. Toby, his channel's about hiking. He hikes in a kilt. And we went hiking, and he's in West Virginia wearing a kilt. And I'm thinking, dude, you're going to get us killed. This is West Virginia. But instead, he was practically, the mob followed us. And they kept asking him questions. Where did you get your kilt? How do I get a kilt? These gorgeous women. I'm telling them, I've got to tell Toby. They just throwing themselves at him. I'm having to protect him. I'm like his bodyguard because I'm fat. You know, it works. And Toby's out there. He's all chiseled in this kilt. I don't know. You know, whatever works for you. Whatever works for you. So here we go. Freckleface said, I encourage my husband to carry whenever he leaves the house, even walking the dog and going to church. You can never be too cautious. Well, that's true. You can never be too cautious. It's, to me, I worry about all the bad things that can happen with carrying. Again, I am. You guys know me, okay? I've just told you that there are places I always carry, but I'm also a klutz. This is a stat. This is fact. This was written on my birth certificate, okay? Everybody knows this. It's common knowledge. That, and I can't drive. I drive when I'm shooting certain videos. But even saying that, you're like, you really drive when you're shooting videos? Yes. There's a certain angle where I have to drive. Right. We're only going so many miles an hour and things like that. But even then, lately, Carolyn drives and I get in the back of the truck because it's a better shot. Mm-hmm. My point is I worry about being the klutzy guy that I am, dropping a weapon. And there's a story I'll tell some other time down the road about how things can happen in the worst places when you do carry a firearm. And it's just that old military mindset of safety, safety, safety. And so that's why I don't carry a lot, is because I'm worried about something happening in that regard. Strong's Adventures, Billy says, wait, back to Variety, says, favorite Christmas gift, iPhone 6. Sorry, it's cliche, but the iPhone 6 Plus was awesome. We've been with the iPhone family since 07. Was it 07? No, 09. It was 09. We've been with 09. Kilter Adventure says, ammo. Mine was the 1911. Mammy bought me Springfield. That is a very good gift. Mark says it says Daisy rifles, gateway to AR-15s. Santa is sneaky. It all starts when people get their Daisy rifle. Daisy. I could go off on something else there, but I won't. It all started with the Daisy rifle, indeed. Variety Entertainment says, it is the best Opryland video ever, but I'm still annoyed as a coaster enthusiast that they took away Nashville's theme park before I was even born. There's somehow in the universe at Christmas when we have Vlogmas, this is our second full year of Vlogmas, but Opryland and the Opryland video comes up because a lot of people come to our channel from the Opryland video. And here's the thing. If Nashville as a city was smart, they would just find a place and rebuild it. Because I think they would make a lot of money right off the bat. I think if Dollywood was smart, they would go over to Nashville. They're not going to lose any money and invest into a theme park. Call it Opryland, but it's really Dollywood Nashville. I'm just saying. Dollywood's okay, but there are things about Dollywood that you can have a whole different theme going on. Ask Disney about multi-parks. It works. It really does work. You can have a great profit margin that way. Mark Sedgwick says, they're talking back and forth. Variety Entertainment. Yeah, but Dollywood is still pretty cool. Dollywood's awesome. There's some other YouTubers that'll probably come in later tonight, maybe they wait till tomorrow night. But I actually checked out their channel because some of them I hadn't been to either in a while or had never been to. But some of them, one in particular, he goes to Pigeon Forge a lot. He was at Dollywood back in August and kind of keeps everybody up to date with the changes. He's a University of Tennessee student. And pretty good stuff. Like if you want to keep up with Pigeon Forge. Variety Entertainment says, wait a minute, is that you, Variety? I got it confused because I went to 3 different videos. Is that your channel where you went to Pigeon Forge and all that stuff? Was that you? But he says, if you all haven't been to King's Dominion in Richmond before, I would recommend, even though I've never been there, I'm sure Twisted Timbers would knock your socks off. We have indeed been to King's Dominion.
What's the one ride?
I cannot remember. You know me, I can't remember names of rides.
Oh my goodness, that one got me. I love roller coasters.
Carolyn is a roller coaster enthusiast. Yeah, I like them okay, but as I've gotten older, they jar me a little too much. I'm old. What can I say? But there's a ride there. I can't remember, but the downhill part is like greater than 90 degrees. The bar only comes across your lap. And the bar only comes across. Yeah, it's terrifying. So we went to King's Dominion 2 years ago, obviously the summer before COVID, and it was just amazing. That is you, Variety. I was just talking about you. Sorry, Variety Entertainment is in here. Check out his channel. He's growing his channel, and what he does, he'll go to Dolly. He goes over to Dollywood and Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg. So make sure open up another browser, check out his channel. Just click the like and the subscribe button and the little bell so that you can keep up with his videos. He's a growing YouTuber, so he's learning stuff. He's growing, and so you got to keep up with him so that hey, it's going to be a great channel. But if you like that stuff, then you're always going to have access to it to be able to say, okay, what's Variety Entertainment say? Because, he's learning to be an expert in that area. So it'll be great. The Eagle at Dollywood is probably, Carolyn, one of my favorite roller coasters. I just, me and crowds. It's smooth.
Yeah.
I wish I could think of the rides at King's Dominion. They had Six Flags beat, in my opinion.
Yes, they did.
Even though Superman at Six Flags
is amazing.
and Batman. Batman's good too.
Batman shook me around too much.
But Superman, you talk about a ride that actually scared me. Superman actually scared me. Now,
really?
Yeah, I told you that. I said it kind of got me.
Right, you did.
We had a tradition,
and
Anna passed out. My daughter, my oldest daughter.
I had to grab her hand.
Yeah, we had a tradition for years. Thank you, DJ.
Yeah,
DJ is all over it. Yes, excellent. I'll pay you what I'm paying Carolyn to do this. Might want to inbox Carolyn and talk. We used to have this tradition when we lived in Chattanooga, and if you've been with my channel any length of time, or gone back and checked out some of our videos, after Christmas we would go to Atlanta and go to Six Flags over Georgia because they were open. It was always warm enough to stay open, and their Christmas lights amazing. They even have little packages, and it won't kill your pocketbook. I think the whole thing for like 7 of us, because we take the kids' friends and stuff like that. So like 7 or 8 of us. The whole thing, I don't know, $200 or $300. And so everybody just throws in Christmas money. I think one year we paid for it, but I think the next year everybody threw in. And you talk about fun. You hit all the roller coasters, you eat a meal down there, you go home. Of course, to make that advantageous, you have to live within a couple of hours of the Six Flags, which we did. So it's kind of nice. Billy says, I haven't been to King's Dominion in 27 years. Well, it's time to go back. We need another church trip to King's Dominion.
I just put that we had taken the ROH.
It's perfect.
Years ago.
Lake Winnie, I think Lake Winnie. Now Lake Winnie is in Chattanooga, outside Chattanooga. It's actually in Georgia, I think, technically. But Lake Winnipesaukee, that's the name of it. I honestly, Toby, I can't put it in the same conversation with what we're having here with these other theme parks. I just can't. I hate Lake Winnipesaukee. If I had my way, they would shut it down because it's nasty. But that's my opinion. Variety Entertainment says, Lightning Rod is my favorite ride at Dollywood. It's built by the same company as Twisted Timbers, very similar, but it's launched and goes over a hill and hugs the terrain, which is really cool. I'm terrible with the names of them.
Is that the white one?
Is that the white?
The old white one?
The old white one?
Back in the corner?
No, I don't know. Is that the old white one? Variety Entertainment says, haven't been to Lake Winnie before, but I'm aware of its existence. You're not missing anything. It's like a local, it's very nostalgic for older people or people who have grown up in Chattanooga. Very, very nostalgic. Personally, I've been there twice. Once when I was in like 8th grade, we sung there, like, the choir goes and sings and you spend the day at Lake Winnie. And the next time we went was with, I think I had passes. I was working at a Hilton and we had passes to go and we went and I said, wow, I'm glad I didn't pay for this. That's a true story. I didn't want my kids on the rides. They look nasty. Like the rides themselves look so dirty. Variety Entertainment says, haven't been to Lake Winnie before, but I'm aware of its existence. Lake Winnie is more of a classic park. It's more of like a park after a zombie apocalypse. Strong's Adventure says, Variety Entertainment Outlaw Run is great ride too. And then Kobe at Kilted Adventure says, there was a guy who ate all of his meals at Six Flags for a year on that plan. True story. Ate for a whole year for $150. Okay, we need a link to that because that sounds insane. I mean, seriously, that's crazy. Strong's Adventure says the Kilted Adventure. Oh, wow. Liberty Land in Memphis, RIP. I've never heard of Liberty Land. Here's what, because we talked to Strong's Adventure, he talks about this too down in Louisiana, where there's a theme park down there closed for no reason. I found another theme park. I want to say it was in either Tucson or Tombstone. I can't remember which, but it closed and there was really no reason. Like it could have been successful. I think it might have been a theme park based on Christmas. Seriously, in the desert. I don't know the details, but like in the hot part of the desert, it was the kind of shtick, like Santa lived in the desert. I think that's ridiculously dumb, but there were people that loved it. And so some of these parks, I think it's a matter of they have a great idea, but they get bored with it, or people buy it and they realize that they don't know how to keep bringing tourists in. I think that's where Walt Disney understood the connection between having content and then having the park, because the content fueled the park, then the parks fueled the content. And so it works. Places like Six Flags, they focused on roller coasters, and I guess you could say keeping roller coasters safe, but they themed too with Warner Brothers. I think that relationship is falling apart. King's Dominion, Kings Island, and I think there's another one connected, because King's Dominion and Kings Island, same people, but they had a deal with Hanna-Barbera, because back in the day, and that's what King's Dominion is missing here in Virginia, and that's what my video is about, that you can watch by clicking right up here. King's Dominion is missing a theme, because it really feels disjointed, and there's no motivation to go around the park, and those are things that if you haven't been to a Disney park in a while, that's what Disney's mastered, is the story within the story within the story. So everywhere you're at in the park, you're a part of a story. And that's fun. That makes it to where the theme, it's not just about the ride. It's about sitting somewhere and eating. And as you're walking, you're having an experience. It's great. Even though right now I'm mad at Disney. This Friday night, I am going to be talking about movies with two of my friends. If everything works out right, two of our friends and students at Ray of Hope, O'Brien and Justin. And we are going to talk about the state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the state of Star Wars. Now, I know some of you older folks may not understand how important to society this is, but it goes like this, okay? Santa Claus Conspiracy here, that's high, it's big. But the state of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and Star Wars, it's way up here, man. It's huge. You got the deficit of America. We've borrowed trillions of dollars. It's here. But the state of Disney, because remember, Disney owns Marvel and Disney owns Star Wars. It's up here. So I'm just saying, don't let them distract you with things like the deficit or healthcare, or don't be distracted by that stuff. It's really all about Marvel. Anyway, two of our students are coming Friday night. They're going to join me in this craziness, and we're going to have a great time. You don't want to miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so and they'll probably pick on me a little bit too. So we're going to have a great time. Billy says, our park closed because the owner wanted to put money into a gambling boat. Well, listen, I don't gamble. I think gambling is probably one of the most unsafe things you can do. It's my opinion, because it hurts you. It's like alcohol things. It hurts you and everybody around you. But just saying, if you don't care about that kind of stuff, there's probably a lot more money in gambling. Then again, I have no idea. Oh, wait, he said, but that didn't happen either. Ooh, wah. Okay. Variety Entertainment says, also, just a warning for you all, my channel does some random stuff as well, like video games and such, hence the name. And here's the thing, Variety Entertainment, which that makes your name perfect. Great marketing. What that means is, guys, when you see a channel, and sometimes, like even our channel, we do different stuff. Occasionally, I'll have a video that isn't normal, like this live stream that we're doing right now. It's not normal. I don't normally talk craziness. Okay, yes, I do talk craziness, but it's a different kind of craziness. We don't always do the travel thing, but most of the time we do. When a YouTuber does that, it doesn't mean you just dismiss them. Because, Carolyn, sometimes we've been dismissed by some good people. You do a kind of maybe a science fiction kind of video every now and then with some, you're learning how to do effects, so you express yourself a little bit. They freak out. I don't like this kind of video, Bill. Don't do this kind of video, Bill. And you're going, look, man.
It's just a video.
It's just a video.
Calm down.
Unsubscribe. I'm like, no, stick around. And all Variety Entertainment is saying, hey, I like making different kinds of videos. So stick with him. He makes different things. It's never going to stay the same. One thing you can count on is things change. Kilted Adventure says he has eaten all his meals there since 2014. Can't be healthy. No, that's disgusting to eat all of your meals at Lake Winnipesaukee. It's disgusting to eat any meal at Lake Winnipesaukee. Matter of fact, you can tell them I said that. Probably something at Winnipesaukee or Winnie. Disney has had, because everybody in the Chattanooga area calls it Lake Winnie. Yeah. And I'm wondering if Disney is not like their lawyers are going like, because, Disney loves a lawsuit.
Yes, they do.
Like, Winnie? Did you say Winnie? Winnie who? I'm just saying. They're they like to sue people. Strong's Adventure says, wait a minute. I think I missed Phoenix used to have a theme park called Legend City. You know what, Juan? That's where I was thinking of earlier. It was that one. It wasn't Tucson. It was Phoenix, and I was thinking of Legend City. And here one of the many tens of thousands of people who have said that, hey, that was a great deal. Why did they sell it? So many fun things to do and ride. Right there in the middle. From what I understand, Juan, that was right in the middle of the desert. And I connected with the people in that video because they had actually, there were several videos about Legend City, but one of the more popular ones, just a regular YouTuber, and they connected with me about Opryland. And there's a few of us, it's not like, because some of these guys don't make videos all the time, but it was just a few of us who have made these videos about Opryland, and a few of the other ones have been like, hey man, this is weird. And in their case too, where tens of thousands of people show up to the channel and say, hey man, you've made a great video because we remember that theme park and it was awesome and wish they hadn't torn it down. Strong's Adventure says, Juan Thomas, I remember hearing to that park. Bill, you probably ran into it the same way I did through the YouTube videos, I would say. Juan Thomas said Legend City was conceived in the late 1950s as an Old West themed amusement park. It opened in 1963 as Arizona's answer to Disneyland during its 20 years of operation. If you think about that, Interstate 40 doesn't go through Phoenix, right? But, I mean, it's not far off, or does it? I can't know, because Phoenix is farther south, right? But the point is that if you're on your way back when there was just Disneyland, and you're on your way from the more populated East Coast, because that's what people did, man. When Disneyland hit, people came from all over, New York, Ohio, Michigan, to see. That's what, remember the original Vacation with Chevy Chase? Because tis the season for Christmas Vacation, right? But the movie that preceded that, which is nowhere near as popular as Christmas Vacation, Chevy Chase National Lampoon's Vacation, they were going from Chicago to Wally World. And that was supposed to be sort of like not making fun, but using the old trip to Disneyland as sort of the blueprint for that movie. It was a big deal. And so these people that built this park there in Phoenix, they were just trying to rake in a little extra cash as people were going to Disneyland. It's not a bad idea at all. Junior Foreman, I can't talk. Junior Foreman says, don't take your guns to town, Bill. Well, I hadn't planned on it. When I go to town, I take a tank. Why do you need a firearm? You take the tank. I mean, here's the thing. I think people should be able to drive whatever they want to drive. I want to drive a tank. Just drive it around, man. And if somebody's
too slow.
No, that's fine. Look, I don't care.
Nah.
I don't care.
Nah.
Especially the new tanks, not the old tanks. I'm talking about the new ones that have air conditioning in them and a steering wheel. Those are nice. Those are nice. Billy Strong's Adventure says, we have more Dutch oven cooking than any adventures lately. You know what? That's true. Because the Dutch oven thing, that's a conspiracy all into itself. Again, I'm hearing that the Dutch are offended. And we're going to have like some type of a connections meeting about this. We might have to have a business meeting in a few nights. Should we continue to call it Dutch oven? I don't know. I don't want to be offensive to ovens or the Dutch. Or waffles. Or windmills. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. The Kilted Adventure, Toby says, if they pay their attorneys $150 an hour, they'd start losing money on the second hour. Lake Winnie is disgusting. I'm telling you. Cindy McDaniel is in the house.
Yes, she is.
Hi, Carolyn. Pastor must borrow his hat from you because it has sparkles. Look, Cindy, I'm somewhat offended by that. Sparkle sequins is not masculine or feminine. It is for anyone where this is nice. It is very neutral. And I don't mean the cross-dressing kind of neutral. I mean like neutral, like anybody can wear it. Yeah. Like if you're in a show choir, jazz hands, you can wear sequins. It's all good. Variety Entertainment says the closest park to Nashville now is Beach Bend in Bowling Green, Kentucky. There's a park. I know that there's a park in Louisville. Whatchamacallit, but I've never heard of Beach Bend in Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've never heard of anything in Bowling Green, Kentucky, except Western Kentucky Training Site. It's about an hour and a half away, worth it for coaster enthusiasts, but no reason for a normal person to go multiple times. West Kentucky, when I think of Kentucky, I'm always thinking East Kentucky, but I spent a lot of time in the counties out in Western Kentucky, whether it was at Fort Knox, Western Kentucky Training Sites, Central City, some of those areas out there. Was it Green River? Good old Peabody Coal, if you remember the song. DJ says you're allowed to drive a tank. Are you really? I didn't know that. I used to be licensed for a tank. Well, it wasn't a tank. It's armored personnel carrier. Because I wasn't a tanker. I was a leg. I was an infantryman. But I'm just saying, we had later, we were mech. Anyway, long story. Variety Entertainment says, I have 5 tanks personally. Do you now? All military grade and fully weaponized. Outstanding soldier. Outstanding. Juan Thomas says, a half-ton truck is more fun to drive, Mr. Bill. Is it? But is it? Because if you've got a tank, if I need parking, you just load a shell in. Of course, that means you have to have a crew with you. You can't just jump in the tank and go to the store. You got to get your crew together and go to the store, right? Mark Sedgwick says tank requires unconcealed carry license. Yeah, indeed, Mark, indeed. Cindy says, LOL, sequins rocks. It's fabulous. Toby at Kilted Adventure says, Dirty Harry carried a hand cannon. Does that count? Nah, little. I think probably. Bill, get a sherp. A sherp. Is that one of those tent things? Like, is that what a sherp is? What's a sherp?
It's looks like some kind of a tent here. Can you see that?
Okay, I would do that. That's fine. Somebody buy that for me. Strong's Adventure says, Variety Entertainment, have you been to that park in Alabama? Alabama's got a park? Boy, I could tell jokes right now. You know, there's sometimes you have to use discernment to determine if you should say certain things or tell certain jokes. And it's like when Alabama comes up, because you have to understand, my favorite team in college football, the University of Michigan. I was born in Michigan. I know it's hard to believe. I got a lot of family in Michigan. I have a heart for Michigan. My dad pastored there a couple of years. I lived there a few years. So I became a University of Michigan fan. I'm also a University of Tennessee fan. So it's just, I'm one of those guys. But University of Michigan's been my heartbeat. And they've been terrible for the past 15 years. They won the championship in 97. They've been terrible. They are playing Alabama in the college playoffs. Nobody expected this from Michigan this year. And I'm pretty pumped. And most of my friends live in the deep South. They are Tennessee fans, Kentucky fans, Georgia fans, and Alabama fans. And having gone to a church where the senior pastor was an Alabama fan and everybody we knew, they were Alabama fans, there is nothing more than I would like to see the University of Michigan, Wolverines, if you will, destroy Alabama in a bloody, lopsided, disgusting kind of way. But I also know reality that Alabama is probably one of the great. Nick Saban in Alabama, they're not just college football. It's like a mini professional league. And Georgia is amazing. Now, well, Michigan's not, I said that wrong. Michigan's not actually playing Alabama. Michigan's playing Georgia. I apologize. Michigan's playing Georgia. And they might play Alabama if Michigan can beat Georgia. But let's face it, Michigan is probably not going to beat Georgia. Georgia, amazing football team. And Michigan is just now getting back to their yesteryear quality. Nevertheless, all I'm saying is there's nothing I would like more than to see Michigan destroy two SEC teams just because of all the smack that's been talked for the past 15 years. I had to get that out. I hope I didn't offend anyone in here by saying, my bloodthirst for Michigan versus Georgia or Alabama. Justin says, I don't like Bama either, but that's a little violent. It is a little violent. But what is football other than controlled violence? That's what it is. Violence under control. DJI says, Sherps can float without wheels. It can air its own tires with exhaust gas. How much better do you need? Let me tell you what I'm needing. Because Carol and I want to take my wife, I want to take her camping. Because I love camping, but I've gotten older. I mean, since I've had this channel, I've gotten older. Since I've been on the channel, I'm older. Just 5 years is a long time. My skin's changing. But I have a CPAP now. And I can't really sleep without the CPAP. The CPAP, it changed my life. I had a guy when I was in the Army, and I was going to be HUA, man. I want to be all Army. Be all you can be. No, remember the song? Be all that you can be. Remember that? All right. And I was being all I could be. And I want to be like Special Forces, Rangers, all that stuff. And this dude looked at me, and we had bivouacked that night, and he looked at me and he said, man, you don't ever need to try to be Delta Force or any of that stuff. And I said, why? He said, you snore so bad at night. And everybody has told me that my whole life, man, you snore at night. Goodness gracious, you snore. And so I've got sleep apnea and stuff. And then later it's turned into something else. So going camping, I can't imagine going camping without a CPAP, but that is solved because they make battery operated CPAPs, cha-ching. But my wife, she's got to have a mattress, dog. And I can't just take her anywhere. I want to go into the wilderness camping with my wife. I want to make it. But then all of a sudden Carol says, but I got to have a bathroom. And I'm like, that means I got to dig a hole. I got to bring a porcelain pot out there with a little thing. I got to hang up some water somehow so the flush works. I got to dig a big hole. That's difficult, but I'm willing to do it. But what I haven't solved yet, I haven't solved the bear problem, is how do you protect yourself from bears at night? I haven't solved that because it doesn't matter if you're carrying or not. If a bear breaks in that tent, you ain't going to have time. And so I've been trying to design something in the tent, and it's just not working. DJ says, Strong's Adventure says, did you forget LSU? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did to once Bama paid for my son's scholarship. Well, LSU has not offended me yet. They have not hurt me the way Alabama fans have hurt me. I will say that. Yeah, I did once. Bama paid for my son's scholarship. Mark says, DJ, Sherps win all the mud bogs. Yes, Bill needs one. I do need one. I admit that. Because right now, the truck, AKA the truck, the transmission has died. And we're on hiatus. We're on truck hiatus right now. This is a sad place. It's a sad state of affairs when you are on truck hiatus. Toby at Kilted Adventure says, we have evolved as a race to the point where we don't have to sleep on the ground anymore. Exactly, Toby. The mattresses I can handle. Digging a hole, creating a bathroom from nothing, I can handle. I've got plans. Essentially, if I can drive there to the place in the middle of nowhere beside the creek with an overview, which is very difficult to find an overlook and a creek. Because think about it. You got a creek, you're up high for the overlook, and now you want a creek too. But I've got a plan for all that. The plan isn't the bathroom. The plan isn't the CPAP or the mattresses. I can pull all of that to this location. I've got it covered. But what I don't have covered, what I don't have in the toolbox is a way to create a bear-safe environment. Safe for us and safe for the bear. Because if I did get to a gun, I'd shoot that bear. I mean, it's breaking into the tent. That's a dead bear. But then you're going to have to bring an arm cannon to kill it. It's a scary thought. So you need some kind of a cage around you. But the more you start thinking about what you could make as a cage, the bigger this thing gets and the more expensive it gets. And before long, you're thinking, what? And if you were with me the other night, you probably know where I'm going. Is that cabin in the middle of nowhere that I can't find?
Gosh, there we go again. No.
And you guys know, I was talking about this the other night, is the cabin in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by tens of thousands of acreage with nobody around, nobody anywhere, and way off the beaten path, like nowhere near a beaten path anywhere. You are in the middle of nowhere, a cabin with running water, no electricity, none, because that would mean they have to run lines here. And the whole thing about this cabin is that you are so secluded that no one can hear you scream. They said, the real estate company in North Carolina said I was literally said, you're crazy. I think they were kidding. But they said there's no such place. And I think they're wrong. They just don't know the right people, because I think people that want what I'm talking about, they know it's coming. I think there's going to be a demand for this, Carolyn. And I'm telling you, my family thinks I'm crazy. They're like, we are not going. But I'm like, you're spoiled. Because they're like, if there's no Wi-Fi, we don't want to go, Dad. What are we going to do? So you're going to connect with nature. You're going to connect with nature. God's beautiful planet. He's made this beautiful planet. You're going to connect. Bill at Strong Adventure says, we'll sell you a fifth wheel and the truck to pull it. Yeah, about that. Yeah, about that. You can't get here. Seriously, for a minute. I was going to go on another tape, but let me be serious. Where I'm wanting to go, I couldn't get a fifth wheel to it. I couldn't get it there. We traveled with Dad in a motorhome when I was a kid. He was an evangelist, so we traveled a lot with Dad. And it's great, but there are places you cannot get the motorhome to. So you have to do the RV thing. Toby says, Chattanooga used to live in Memphis. Actually, Sodom and Daisy. Saudi Daisy is where we used to live back in Tennessee. For those of you, DJ, you remember back when we lived in Tennessee before we moved to the great Commonwealth. Oh, here's a thing funny, and I don't think any of you were in on this. All 150 of you. Okay, 12. I don't think any of you were in on this, but when I released Virginia videos, when we first got here, 10 facts about Virginia Beach, blah, 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 I would say the great state of Virginia. And Carolyn, I got all these comments, 20 or 30 comments. You mean the Commonwealth? You mean the Commonwealth? Because Virginia is a Commonwealth. Maybe it's because of my background that, first of all, it's because of my Christian background that I don't respond with, you moron. It's because that would be wrong. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to stir trouble with people. But there's the other side of me that goes, it's still a state. And no, maybe I didn't mention that it is because Virginia is a Commonwealth. Kentucky is a Commonwealth. If I'm not mistaken, West Virginia is a Commonwealth. But it's still a state, fool. Anyway, I had to get that out. I've never got to say that. I told you, Vlogmas is where it all comes out. And if you ask me a question about a video, this is where you're going to hear you will hear the unguarded truth about a location. Is it good? Is it bad? Because we don't cover. Remember in our videos, our normal videos, we always talk about the very best of a location. So if it's terrible, we don't say that because that's rude. But in Vlogmas, well, we're still going to tell the very best, but we can give you some more information. I'm not that mean. Juan Thomas says, put speakers throughout the forest with a mic near your mouth and your snoring will keep the animals away. You know what? There might be something, there might be something to an electric current. I don't know. I mean, like seriously, like noise, just noise in general. But then that's loud and you want to hear the creak and the wind. West Virginia is awesome because if you're on like facing the west, the Allegheny front there, and you're facing west, especially this time of year in the past month, the weather itself is a part of the reason why I want to go. I love weather. You guys know that I talk about it all the time on our channel. It's so much bigger. There's so much more wind. There's so much more sleet, hail. Nathan and I went to a camped out at Spruce Knob a couple years ago, it's a couple years ago. And it was in June. When we got to the bottom of Spruce Knob, he looks down and he goes, but Dad, the road's been salted. And it's the beginning of June. I'm like, yeah, it's West Virginia. When we get up to Spruce Knob, there was still snow on the ground. It's just crazy, man. Mark says, is Bill hinting at an underground bunker? Well, there was a time when we were in Chattanooga, my family, you can ask my son. I'm hoping my kids, at least, I'm hoping that over the holidays that they'll jump on here. They're kind of hard to get. They don't like to play, but they'll verify this, that we actually had evacuation plans in place, like where to go, rendezvous points. I'm telling you guys, you see and I'm not saying that that's not a nice part of my personality. I'm just saying that there's that other guy that, you hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. But yeah, Carolyn will tell you. But now but see, now my life has changed because my mission now in Armageddon is, of course, my post is at the church. I mean, that's, so that's it. You don't have a backup plan. You don't go to the mountains when Armageddon happens. You stay positioned. It's like a company commander in the Army, you stay at the post. What's the first general order in the Army? I will guard everything within the limits of my post until properly relieved. You remember that? Juan Thomas says, Mark Sezowicz, that would cause some big earthquakes. Indeed. If Bill would practice some food hygiene and quit eating like an animal, spilling food everywhere, he wouldn't have to worry about bears. Now Toby's just being mean. He is. He's right, but that's not the point. He's being mean. Actually, I cook well. And the reason why I cook well is I cook with a Dutch oven. And because I've watched Strong's Adventures videos, I understand now better how to cook with him. And that's why you should subscribe, because he cooks over an open flame. And that was where I was always messing up. We got the Dutch oven back this year. Our year's been crazy. We have a grandbaby. It's just been a nutty kind of year. I mean, it's 2020, 2021. It's been nuts. But what I learned is he and his wife, they put coals like not just underneath it, but on top of it. And you really can get a stable temperature going on inside of it, because like they cook pastries in their Dutch oven, which is just, you shouldn't be able to do that. I've heard of people cooking biscuits in their iron skillet, like at home. You just because it's iron, it like any other pan, you throw the biscuits in there. That's fine. It's good and seasoned. It works. But I'd heard people doing that in the woods, like over a fire. And I was like, how do you do that? Because wouldn't they burn on the bottom and be doughy on top? No, because you use the coals from the fire and put them on top. And there's like, you kind of get a good idea of like how to manage all that kind of stuff. Watch the channel. I'm telling you, it's fun just to watch what they're doing. She cooked something, it was last year, and she cooked some kind of like an apple turnover thing in there. And all I could do is I
remember you mentioning that.
I wanted an apple turnover. Okay. Number one. And then number two, I was like, I did not know. Like they had paper in the bottom of them. I thought, you can put paper in the bottom of your black pot? Are you serious? Mark says that caused some big earthquakes. Juan, you just slayed. I must have missed a comment. Juan Thomas they're going back and forth, and now Juan is saying, for some reason, Juan is claiming that my Dutch oven is his Dutch oven. I don't know if Juan thinks that I'm truly Santa Claus and he's broken into my house. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but no, that is not your Dutch oven. And actually, I don't even think true story. I don't think it's mine, but don't tell Mom. And here's why. There is a silver lid. Carolyn, if you could go get that silver lid for me.
Yes.
That when Mom brought it down from the attic, because it had been in the attic after we moved. See, you have to understand, we lived like a quarter mile from Mom at the foot of the mountain. She lived up at the top. She's got a beautiful home, beautiful view. You've seen it in many of our videos. Love their view. It's gorgeous. And the thing is when she brought it down from the attic, it had a different lid on it. And it had this lid. And I have no idea where this came from. Because I remember my iron pot, Dutch oven, windmill oven, whatever, wooden shoes oven. I don't remember and see, it says Lodge on it. Is that like the Masons? Is this a conspiracy kind of lid? I don't know. It's like the Masonic light. It doesn't say Masonic, but maybe it is if you under a certain light. I don't know. But it says Lodge, and like you put it on the iron pot. I have no idea how that got there. I don't even remember Mom having anything like that. So it might not even be mine. But it's mine now, I guess is the best way to say it. So we needed lights. Hey, there's Walter Langston. I checked his channel out too. Walter's got a channel. He's up and coming. He's learning. He's growing. And he has covered a couple of roads that's kind of mysterious. And it's there where they go way back before the 1950s. Check out his channel when you get time. It's pretty cool. He says, hi, everyone. Toby says, Bill is actually a great outdoor adventure host. He had food, water, equipment, etc., all ready to go. Didn't spill even a crumb. Oh, Toby, you don't even get. Now you're trying to be nice. Because you're right. I am a woodsman slob sometimes. It's funny when you go hiking with Billy McDaniel, you will eat in the woods. It's like he just grabs a squirrel and tears its head off.
No.
Boom, sandwich. No, that didn't happen. Actually, Billy and I just take almonds. When we're hiking together, it's almonds. And I take like the ice drinks that I have from Walmart there because I love those things, and water, and he takes water, and there you go. Is it old? So you're saying that lid is old. It's like, are you talking about classic old? Is there money involved? That'd be really cool. I mean, I'm not going to sell it because it's Juan's. I'm kidding. It's a callback show. I'm just playing. You know, it belongs to Juan. We know that. No, Toby, actually, everybody that I go hiking with, they're great outdoorsmen. Toby being one of them. I really wish we had gotten together this summer, Toby. You should have fit it in your schedule. # not my fault. But you should have come up here. It was a great year to hike, a great season to hike, because you could have joined me and Billy McDaniel and myself, and you guys would have really had a good time. Walter Langston's just had to restart my YouTube channel. I saw that you got locked out. The Kilted Adventure. Walter lost his phone and had to start. Okay, there you go. Mark says, Strong has a degree in cast iron alchemy. And he acts like everyone just knows this stuff. I'm like propane and electricity lazy. There you go. Man, Strong does seem to have, like, he and his wife both, they seem to have like an expertise in this stuff that I'm like, how do you learn that junk? Like, but he does. He's good at it. Gary says, that is a chicken pot lid. Almost the same, but it is designed to help steam the chicken. Get out of here. Are you serious? Okay, this part right here, and I'm having a hard time. It's still got rust. This is one of the reasons that's delaying me right now as far as doing something on the channel with this. I've got an issue here on the bottom where I've got some rust here on this. But see these spikes? What are these spikes for? You know, you got the lid. Again, this was not on my original iron pot. That's why I don't think this is mine. Mom came and got it from the attic. But I'm like, Mom, is this from one of your other kids I don't know about? Because I don't remember this lid. So there it is again. I know it looks nasty. Those are little rust pieces. I've used SOS pad. I tried to bake it off. I'm still having an issue, but it's just a matter of more patience, I'm sure. But I don't know. The chicken pot lid. Almost the same, but designed to help steam the chicken. Strong says, oh, no, I'm not the guy to go for age on CI. Yeah, what Gary said. Anybody got a clue on that lid? No, everybody got quiet on the lid. Because what if it's like you cook something like waffles on it? I don't know. The spike things is cracking me up. This is now a pan review. Now we're gonna review cookware for the next hour on this channel. The lighting changes. Listen, I'll tell you what we did at church. Got to tell you the story. So our church is a small but growing church. I'm telling you, and it's a wonderful church. I can't say that enough. And no, I'm not just saying it because sometimes people from my church watch the channel. Most of the time they don't. They pretend I don't have a YouTube channel. But seriously, for a minute, we had to have lighting because, you know, it's not something you think about when you build a church years and years ago about lighting, because we have this beautiful glass thing behind the church, but because there's light behind you, it blacks out your face. So for 4 years, we've been at the church 4 years. We're sitting there going, how can we fix this? And I literally bought a 3-thing lamp, 3 thing lamps, and bought colored lights that you control with the little remote control. And we set them at the 2 corners for the Christmas candlelight thing. And it was great. But I said that to say this. I would really love to have better lighting. Every year I say I'm going to invest into a studio, but I never do. Billy Hack says, what's your daddy's name? What's your daddy's name? What's your daddy's name, Billy Hack? Self-boasting. Junior Foreman says self-boasting lid drips moisture on your meal. Really? Well, maybe because the moisture collects on the little spikes. I don't know. Maybe so. Billy, my dad's name is Bill, same as mine. Gary Millwood says the spikes are to collect the moisture. There it is. That makes sense. I thought it was more scientific. I mean, I guess that is scientific. I just thought it would be cooler. Toby, I'm getting a warning on your message, and I don't know why. I'm not sure on that one. I have no idea. So I just went ahead and now I get it. Okay, now I get the joke. Sorry about that. Walter Langston said, but I have seen Dutch oven cooking in the Boy Scouts. Surely. No, it's getting ridiculous. These filtered comments are getting somewhat ridiculous. By the way, if you've stopped by, I want to make sure, well, obviously you have stopped by. That was kind of dumb. I want to thank you always for watching our videos and for always joining us at Vlogmas. It means a lot to us. I said this last night. You'll hear me say it again and again. It really does matter. We love getting to know people, and so many people on here are friends. Like after a while, it's like you've talked so much, you feel like you've known them your whole life. Make sure that you have hit the like button and always leave a message on those videos. If you don't know this already, if you're a YouTuber and don't know this, shame on you. But always leave a comment on somebody's channel. I visited, because we have a lot of YouTubers that visit our stream. And so I always go to their channel at some point, watch a few videos, and watch all of them. Click the like button and make sure that I've left a comment. It helps their channel, even if you're not going to watch everything. Good night, DJ. By the way, good night, GJ. Sorry about that. I didn't want to not say bye to DJ. It was Santa. It may be Santa derivation. Juan Thomas, by the way, said the term for a lid with those little spikes is self-basting. You are supposed to baste over usually meat while cooking the meat, but if you lift the lid, then you disturb the cooking process. Juan Thomas. Not only is a CIA expert, but he is also a Dutch oven expert. We are still thinking that Juan Thomas. No, actually, DJ, I am getting off in just a few minutes, but before everybody left, you thought premature exit. It's like I did sound that way though, didn't I? The inflection in my voice.
Yes.
He's so good at this. He does it for like 8 channels. Last night he was telling us, it's like, yeah, I moderate for like 8 channels. And like, how much do they pay you? Well, nothing. I'm like, man, you're a nice guy. But anyway, you guys make this so much fun. And I guess I want to say that in every live stream so that people know that when we make our videos, we really do make them thinking about the conversations that we've had. We got a lot of mileage last year out of the creek dancing video by our viewers, the people who really come to our videos and not just for the top 10s and things like that, who watch our normal videos all the time, because you kind of get to know your crew. You kind of get to know who they are. And we make videos thinking about them in the creek dancing. And when I look like a fool, which is most of the time, we have you guys in mind. So I wanted to make sure you guys know that. Vlogmas is, like Toby just said, every night December through December 25th. And our goal last year, which we did not meet at all, because I said throughout all of Vlogmas, we're going to go live more. I said it like 50 times. We're going to go live more. And the last Vlogmas last year was the last time we went live until this year, other than when I was selling apple butter back in October. So we do have that goal again, is to go live. But again, with 2020 and 2021, I got to admit, it's been tough times. Not tough. I don't like to say that. Actually, we're very blessed. It's just been, you don't know how to fit this into every situation, Variety Entertainment says, well, I probably won't see you all tomorrow because I'll be at Dollywood. And maybe not on Thursday because I have to drive home. But I suppose I'll see you all Friday. And you better be here for Variety Entertainment or you're not getting paid. Oh, I don't guess you're getting paid anyway. Be sure. And listen, I want to say for Variety Entertainment, some people who are just starting out in YouTube, man, turn everything you do into a video. Turn everything you do into video. So if you're going to Pigeon Forge or Dollywood, and whether it's what you're eating, whether it's food, turn it into 3 videos. Christmas lights, make one day in Pigeon Forge should give you 4 or 5 videos. I know that you run out of information on your phone or camera or whatever. What you have to do is bring your laptop with you and do an information dump. That's what we do. When we start piling up and like suddenly the phones can't get any more video data on there, you open the laptop out, do a transfer over, delete it on your phone, go right back at it. So, man, Variety, you got a good thing going on your channel. Keep pumping videos out, man. You know, make sure everything's up and tight. You know what I'm saying? Selling apple butter. Yeah, see, our church sells apple butter. I know he asked it, but some of you were thinking it, okay? And if you're not thinking it in here now, if you're watching this on the repeat and you're like, this guy's crazy. Our church sells apple butter every October to help raise money for the general fund. Actually, apple butter goes to the men's and women's ministry. And we make the best apple butter in the state of Virginia. And listen, I'm an apple butter expert. I was trained in the apple butter ways by Johnny Appleseed's descendants. I'm totally making that up. But we do. Brother Mervyn makes the best apple butter. It's bar none. And so you really do need to buy it, but not this year, next year, because it's gone. We sold out. We sold out in no time. I mean, this year we sold out quick. I think it was the best we've ever made. Seriously. Selling apple butter. Said, I missed this. Yeah, we sold apple butter for our church. It wasn't for us. It was for the church. DJI says, make a daily video of your life. I bet you'll get tons of views. Do one thing interesting and use that for the title. And put the exciting part near the end. Hacks. Hashtag hacks. Strong's Adventure says, we need to get Variety Entertainment to 1,000 subs. That's what I'm saying here. So he can live stream off of his phone at the park, which would be awesome. Toby, we got to get you to 1,000 as well, both of you guys. And that's something that I would love that our channel is doing, because when I went to Toby's channel the other night, I saw several of you who had gone to Toby's channel, which is the Kilted Adventurer. And you're helping him out. You're watching his videos and stuff. Thank you, because Toby's a great guy. And I could go on, and not just him, but Langston and some of the other. These are great guys that they could really use your help. And of course, now Toby may be an axe murderer. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm playing. I love Toby. Adventures of Moon Man says, hey, I need some attention here. I'm sorry. Adventures of Moon Man. You need to check him out as well. Moon Man, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But all of our YouTubers in here, check them out. Strong says, Mark says, Bill, I look forward to your Vlogmas so much. That first year was so awesome that it hooked me. We were watching a celestial event. Okay. I think I need to wait until that story tomorrow night, because that is the best. That is the funniest story. That has to be the funniest story ever. And I would say I was definitely embarrassed. It was the most of all the live streams. There was how many showed up for that? 2,000 people live stream, because I was covering the comet, and I had this idea to use my phone and put the phone to the telescope, and we were going to observe this comet, or this. It was a lunar eclipse. It was blue blood, red moon, dog face.
Yes.
Wolf, dog face, blue moon. I don't remember. It was one of those crazy things.
Or was it the blood moon?
Yeah, it was a blood moon. One of them. And so apparently I did everything right with the algorithm, because news of this, it hit as soon as I opened up Operation. It blew up. And I even had it. I was using OBS. I said it right tonight. And I had it to where I could switch from the computer to the cell phone outside. But there was a problem. It was freezing cold outside, and my iPhone kept shutting down. I had the 6 Plus. The 6 Plus, really sensitive to weather. And so it kept shutting down. That was the first problem. The second problem is that you can't shoot the moon with the iPhone, especially the iPhone 6. It was an absolute disaster in front of 2,000 people. And I kept trying different things, and people started laughing and making fun of me in the chat. But what was funny is you're still rocking the chat. There's still 2,000 people, and the comments, and Mark, I think yours was one of them. Somebody said something like, I'm having more fun watching him crash than I would be watching the eclipse, which was causing me to laugh hysterically. Adventures of Movement says, I'm going to be at a Christmas event at the Chattanooga Zoo this weekend. They let animals open presents. Are you filming it? You got to film that. You got to get that on. You got to get that on camera. Strong's Adventure says, the Kilted Adventure. Toby, I'll see if I can help with that. Kilted Adventure says, yes. Down to 50 now. And Variety Entertainment says, Adventures of Moon Man, that is so cute. Talking about the zoo and the animals who are opening presents. Animals that open presents. Now I've got to buy presents for animals. Gee whiz. It's killing me. Kills Adventure says, thank you so much, Strongs. I do quite a bit of collabs, mostly with overseas creators. Like I said, we got guys in here. Variety Entertainment's channel is going to explode. Toby's is already exploding. So we've got some great things happening. that we're a part of here on this channel. And in the coming weeks, if not this week, Toby and I are supposed to get together at some point and talk about how we're going to share, do a collab together. And when I learned that, I'd like to get together with other YouTube creators here and do collabs together and talk. But Friday night, one thing's for sure is that, well, I say for sure, but it depends on their schedule as well. They're the ones that ask. So I'm assuming they can be here, but at 9 o'clock, 9-ish, this coming Friday night, Justin Thornton and O'Brien Tamarin will be here, and it's going to be.
Timon.
I always get his name wrong. Timon. I don't know why.
It sounds like you're trying to mix it with where he's from.
Where he's from.
Cameroon.
Because we're going to talk about the importance of. We're going to talk about Disney's epic failing is what we're going to do, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's Friday night, but we will be back again tomorrow night and so on. Killed Adventures. Adventures of Moon Man says, I'm going to film it. Yes, he's going to film the animals opening the presents. Chattanooga has so many cool things going on these days. It really does. A lot of people made fun of the biking lane, because a few years ago, there was a controversy over the bicycle lane in downtown Chattanooga. But I think people have grown to appreciate it. I'm not sure. But you can bike all over Chattanooga. It's got great biking, and it's got all kinds of good stuff. Now, if you're from Chattanooga, it's kind of boring. But if you're not from there, it's kind of nice. And when you drive by that big, tall building with the name Unum on the side of it, just wave at it and say, good to see you. Good to see you. And it may be that a famous YouTuber is in that building. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say for now. The Adventures of Moon Man says, the Kilted Adventure, it's Friday and Saturday this weekend and next. You have to buy tickets ahead of time. I'll be there Saturday night. That'd be awesome. If I still live in Chattanooga, I'd come meet you. When is Carolyn going to be on a live stream? In the next few days, and you're going to be, Miss Jessica, you're going to be on a live stream in the next few. As soon as we get a date, we got to find a date to get together and talk and things like that. And tomorrow's topic is what? I cannot release that until the time. It is, you have to wait until the moment, Mark from Boston. You've got to wait to the moment, because that moment, the reveal of the title is a part of it. I don't feel like we got that far, though, when it comes to Santa tonight. We left a lot of, we were leaving this topic with a lot more questions unanswered. And I'm kind of disappointed in us, but that's okay. Yes, Carolyn needs to come on here. You do. Baby, I think tomorrow night it's going to have to happen. I don't know. It could be tomorrow night. It could be. I don't know. Carolyn, the people, do you know our views? I do have a prayer meeting, but after the prayer meeting, I'm here. Okay. I have a prayer meeting. Yeah, I have a prayer meeting. Walter Langston said, may redo my phone. Got YouTube jaw tooth next to me. Hey, may need to. Mark says, have you no mercy? No, Mark, you're going to have to stay in suspense. No mercy. DJI says, peer pressure works, Carolyn. It works. And this is positive. You have negative. Don't you remember from health class in 8th and 9th grade?
I slept.
Well, you should have been awake, because they talk about positive peer pressure and negative peer pressure. This is positive peer pressure. Remember that? All those health classes, nickel and dime psychology and all that stuff. Adventures of Moon Man. It's going to be hard to catch streams for me again after today because of my work schedule. I got lucky and had to cover some morning shifts for the last 2 days, so I had nights off. Adventures of Moon Man, you can always check us out on the repeat, and I read all of those comments, and a lot of other people do too. So, man, please watch us on the repeat, when they do their thing and it's available, and you can check it out. Variety Entertainment says, because we always strictly follow the posted topics here. Yeah, we do.
Fake news.
We never do. Mark, he won't know until the last minute. He'll change it during the course. Yeah. Billy's got me figured. The sad part, Billy's got the whole thing figured out. He really does. Yeah. And that's the saddest part. Billy will say two things. I'm like, boy, he read my mail on that one. Last year was the funniest, and I'm not even going to get into it, but last year was the funniest because it was like he totally blitzed me out on the filler I was using it on the live stream, and he just headed me off on the filler, and I was like, oh, I'm so busted. It was great. Variety of Services, or Mark says, I'm trying to find who says what. Cheers from a fellow Chattanooga Moon Man. Enjoy the animals. Walter Langston said it was fun filming with him on the meetup. Hope you can save the videos. Well, guys, on that note, I bid you adieu. I think that's French or something. I'm not a Jew. Is it Latin? Greek? You know what's Greek? The Omicron letter.
Oh my God.
So I leave you with that. And you know what the letter after Omicron is P. It's actually pi. We always say pi, 3.14 pi, the little Greek symbol for pi. It's actually pronounced P. And so Omicron isn't scaring me, but it's the P virus that's scaring me. The coming P virus. That might be the name of tomorrow night's video. A pi symbol and virus beside it. Coming soon.
Oh,
The P virus. I don't want to get caught with the P virus. That's all I'm going to say about that. Nobody's commenting on that. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you being with us, and I will see you tomorrow. Good night.